This is professional wrestler Chris Rex, and you're listening to the Playmakers Blog Podcast, my only destination for sports talk radio.
Hope you're enjoying the episode that you listened to so far, and if you are, take a quick listen to this. If you ever thought about starting your own podcast because you love to talk, you love to debate, you want to get your thoughts out there to the world, but you got questions. How do I distribute it? How do I record it? How do I get it to host? There's only one answer for you, and that's Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it is 100% free. Not only 100% free, but easy to use. So if you want to go ahead and start that podcast and get your brand out there, go to anchor.fm/start. Again, that is anchor.fm/start to go ahead and start on your brand right here, right now. So what you waiting on? Get on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another special NFL playoff coverage from the Playmakers Blog Podcast. You know me, the Playmaker down there selling. And you know this man out in Texas, the Bear Man of Texas. Alex Akazar, what's going on?
What's going on, brother?
So, we have finished Wildcard Weekend. Now we are in the Divisional Round. Four teams on each side remain. 8 teams left. A lot of good matchups to get into. But we do got to look at what took place at Wildcard Weekend. What stood out to you in Wildcard Weekend?
Oh, what stood out to me is that your LA Rams pulled off the upset.
That is true.
But then again, they do have the number one defense, so it doesn't surprise me that they gave Russell Wilson a hard time. But then again, I'm not surprised that Russell Wilson wasn't quite himself, because he's perfectly capable of upsetting a number one defense.
That was a good game by my boys. Got the number one defense in the league. I had Jared Goff manage the game very well. No turnovers, threw a touchdown pass. Can't make us carry the load. It was a good showing.
It was a hard-fought game. The Rams really had to bounce back. I mean, I think at one point Seattle might have had a pick six or something like that, but
that pick six was a thing of beauty. Darius Williams, and I said this on Remedy Talk, so when y'all go back and listen to Remedy Talk, I said all this on Remedy Talk. When you go back and watch that play, Darius went, as soon as the ball snapped, he went and attacked that wide receiver screen. And took it to the house. That was beautiful.
It sure was. Some players just play on instinct, Darnell. You gotta understand that some of these guys with that mentality, they know what to do, when to do it. Some of these guys just play football that way.
Cool. A good shot by my Rams, but the day started off with the Buffalo Bills getting their first playoff win in 25 years.
Yeah, how about that?
Josh Allen is just playing on a different level.
Well, Josh Allen may be like the franchise's biggest quarterback since Jim Kelly.
He just playing on a different level, and adding Stephon Diggs is showcasing it.
I mean, in Buffalo's case, or I say in that division, it's good to see the Buffalo Bills, finally win the division. Everybody got tired of the Patriots always winning it.
Well, 27-24 Bills over the Colts. LA Rams 30, Seahawks 20. A game that was closer than a lot of people thought. Tom Brady and the Bucs beat the Washington football team by a score of 31-28. Taylor Heineken came to play for the Washington football team.
Yeah, exactly, and I gotta say I'm wrong. I thought this Washington defense would be overwhelmed, but Washington stayed in it. Gotta give him that. But as far as Chase Young goes, still don't know what to say about him.
Did he even touch Tom? Let me look at these stats. Tom Brady.
I don't remember him touching Tom Brady.
Tom Brady was at 3 times. He had the 3 sacks. Deron Payne had Montez Sweat had the other one. Nope. Chase Young did not get the Tom Brady.
Well, there we go. We talked about this. You don't run your mouth. You don't trash talk the GOAT, buddy.
How about this? Lamar Jackson finally got his first playoff win. 20-13 over the Titans. And even more surprisingly, Derrick Henry only ran for 40 yards.
Yeah, that's a game we probably both got a lot of things wrong. But the way it ended with Ryan Tannehill, at first it looked like they were driving down the field, but he throws an interception and boom, it's over.
I still don't know to this day what happened to Corey Davis. Why was he on the sideline? Was he injured or something?
He had to have been. I mean, there were no headlines discussing anything wrong, so I don't know. But that's one of the questions from the game. Yeah, what was up with Corey?
Cause I'm like, no wonder y'all can't do nothing. Y'all three threat is on the sideline. He had to be injured because when walking off the field, it looked like he was limping towards the locker room when the game was over.
And there you go. I guess they had to pull him out because they couldn't risk a worse injury.
But it was just like, nobody said anything was going on with Corey Davis.
I guess the reason why is because when you're not sure and when there's no there's no updates being given, you don't want to go on Twitter and kind of spread false information. Maybe that's why, because if the source doesn't confirm, then you don't want to say anything. You want to be sure before you give that kind of information. So maybe that's the case.
Lamar Jackson doing Lamar Jackson thing, ran for 136 yards with a touchdown. That 40-yard touchdown, that pretty much gave the Ravens a spark that they needed.
Absolutely, they did, and Baltimore, gets the win, and Lamar Jackson first playoff career win.
The Chicago Bears and New Orleans Saints. We knew how this game was going to go.
Oh, totally.
So the takeaway from this game was the Nickelodeon telecast of it. I loved it.
Well, Chicago actually, the problem with them is, they left so many opportunities just sitting there. They just couldn't take advantage. I mean, at first Chicago was really in the game.
Williams, a lot of people talk bad about Mitchell Trubisky.
One of them would be me, I'll be honest.
And he threw one of the most perfect passes he has ever thrown in his career. And what do you do with it? You drop it in the end zone. You drop 6. Trubisky put it right there. It was a layup. He blew the layup. But anyway, that Nickelodeon telecast, I enjoyed so much. That was a great job by Nickelodeon. The slime zone.
Yeah, it was on Nickelodeon.
The Saints got slimed so many times. That's how much they was in the end zone. They was on the end zone 3 times, but there was slime going all over the place. And Sean Payton kept his promise. They slimed him after the game. He kept his promise to Nickelodeon. He took the slime.
Did you ever imagine Nickelodeon featuring NFL games? Did you ever in your wildest dreams ever think that would be possible?
I don't think nobody thought that would be possible. And to watch it, it was actually great to watch. And I gotta say, Nick Burleson, that man make you want to watch football. The way he commentated that game, you just love his brain, his insight. How he breaks a play down and talks about it.
Well, that's how you do play-by-play. You got to break it down. You can't just say pass is incomplete, pass is complete. You got to give breakdowns, or else the rest of the audience is gonna get boring.
Gabby, being 15 years old and get to call an NFL game, they had to do wonders for her. And then Nolan Eagle, the son of Iron Eagle, it's just like his dad. His dad's good at calling games, and I can see the son doing some good things and calling sports. And then we get to the shocker. The Cleveland Browns beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 48-37. By the way,
In Pittsburgh.
at the end of the first quarter, the score was 28-0 Cleveland.
Yeah, I gotta ask you then. Would have been funny if this game's on Nickelodeon and Jim Ross is doing commentary?
I don't know. That rest did more harm to Ben than everybody thought. 4 picks, Ben. 4 picks. Hell yeah, you threw 2 of them before you even threw a touchdown pass.
I'm surprised that he wasn't benched.
You want to put in Landry Jones?
No, Mason Rudolph.
Oh, mate, you want to put him in either?
Well, I figured, if you're down 28-0, like you just said, 2 interceptions before a touchdown, things are certainly not going the right direction. I mean, do you make a move out of desperation? Do you bring in the guy that nearly led the comeback last week? I mean, I would have said yes, but it seems that as soon as I tweeted that I hope that Mason Rudolph is warming up, Ben Roethlisberger all of a sudden starts playing good. So maybe somebody saw my tweet and told Ben there's a guy in Texas that's doubting you.
I doubt it.
Well, yeah. It's 1 in a million shot, but the
doubt
bottom line is Ben did turn it around, but couldn't get it done.
28-0 first quarter. That's the headline. I don't care about the other 3 quarters. 28-0. I wonder how many people went to bed after the first quarter. I was one of them.
I wanted to go to bed, but I just couldn't. I mean, I tried to sleep. I mean, I was watching the game, on my phone. I could not go to sleep because I needed to see how this game ended. Because I said, yeah, it's 28-0, but it's the first quarter, okay? We've seen large leads be blown before. I mean, I'm not just talking about the Super Bowl a couple years ago, but it's not over until the final whistle is blown, okay? That's the bottom line, Darnell. People just don't get it. Like, you think a game is over after 1 quarter because there's a huge lead? I mean, you got to see how it ends.
It's a huge lead. It's how they got the huge lead.
I mean, they forced turnovers. I mean, how many turnovers was it in the first quarter? I think it was 3. 2 interceptions and a fumble.
Want to tell you how I know how this game was going to go? What was the first play of the game? Pouncey snapped the ball over Ben's head.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, fumble recovery in the end zone.
Cleveland jumps on it in the end zone. 7-0 already.
Yeah, if you're a Steeler fan, you're pulling your hair out.
They got a pick and turned into a touchdown. You know what came to my head? This is exactly what Seattle did to the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Cleveland had the momentum, and Pittsburgh was not going to get it back. Like the Seahawks had the momentum in the Super Bowl, Denver was not going to get it. So yes, the Cleveland Browns, after 18 years of misery, 18 years of not making the playoffs, you took down Big Brother on their home field in prime time. In an impressive fashion, because the Steelers stunk up the joint and y'all made them pay every time.
I think Cleveland proved a point that Pittsburgh, while they were 11-0 at one point, they might have been the most overrated undefeated team in NFL history.
Guess what? Super Wildcard Weekend. The road teams went 4-2.
Playoff football on the road, no easy task. And in Cleveland's case, I mean, we can't ignore the fact that they did it in Pittsburgh, too. And that's tough. Beating the Steelers on their turf in the playoff game, that's pretty damn tough.
Baltimore went to Tennessee and exercised their demons. Tampa Bay did what they needed to do, even though it was closer than most people think. And yeah, everybody wanted to be on the Russell Wilson bandwagon, but guess what? My LA Rams had something to say about that.
You're damn right they did. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have LA winning, but here I am, admitting I was wrong.
See, everybody keep disrespecting the Rams. Why? I know why, but
well, everybody still believes that they were a one-season wonder.
That's the problem. And we couldn't be no one-season wonder. This is Sean McVay, what, 4th year coaching us? We missed the playoffs only once. We went to the Super Bowl, and we've been to the playoffs for the other 2 times. I'm just can't wrap my brain around. But anyway, speaking of the Rams, my Rams, we're going to freaking Green Bay. That's how the Divisional Weekend is going to start. On Saturday, 4:35 on Fox, my Rams take the trip to the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field.
I should have mentioned this to you. Aaron Rodgers is 0-4 against the number 1 defense in the playoffs.
Ooh.
So your LA Rams have a good chance of making it 0-5, and I really hope they do.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Well, quite frankly, I did not know until before we started. Now I had to look that up, but yes, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, from what I saw, 0-4 against the number 1 defense.
The Rams have the number 1 defense.
They sure do, but not to disrespect the Rams, but now, I mean, if they got rid of Russell Wilson, I mean, sure, they can definitely get rid of Aaron Rodgers. I mean, why not?
By the way, John Wolford would not be playing. Jared Goff is the starter. So I believe Blake Bortles will be in the backup when it's game time.
I would imagine so.
Aaron Donald says he doesn't feel any pains with the rib injury. Whether he's telling the truth or not, we don't know. But he says he has no pain. Cooper Kupp is questionable for the game, but I think Cooper Kupp will be playing because you ain't Lambeau Field. It's going to be 32 degrees around kickoff time. It's Aaron Rodgers, the presumptive MVP of the season. It's Davante Adams, who will be matched up with, Jalen Ramsey. It's going to be one to watch. What you looking at, Bear Man?
What I'm looking at, you just basically said I'm looking at Jalen Ramsey versus Davante Adams. And Jalen Ramsey, arguably the best cornerback of this season, okay? If this dude shuts down Davante Adams, I mean, he's just one step closer to just really being the man of the Rams defense. But, 32 degrees, I mean, it's never exaggerated when they say it is cold in freaking Green Bay, especially this time of the year. And the Rams are coming from, warm and sunny Southern California. But this game, another game that can go either way, but I think the Rams pull it off with a last-second field goal. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a game fought till the end. It's not gonna be like Seattle. Like Green Bay is not gonna go away. Aaron Rodgers is not gonna go away.
He did last year against the damn 49ers.
He sure did. So let's see if the Rams can do the same thing.
Aaron Donald, Aaron Rodgers. My only concern is that damn Aaron Jones and Robert Tonyan, the tight end. My linebackers are a question mark. It's my only concern. My linebackers are a question mark. So Aaron Jones and Robert Tonyan, I'm worried about that.
I'll tell you what. If Aaron Rodgers escapes the wrath of Aaron Donald, then Rams defense are in for some trouble.
But we do have Leonard Floyd, who came from Chicago. Let's throw that out there. Remember, Leonard Floyd started most of his career in Chicago before he came to the Rams. Let's throw that out there.
Well, he's played the Packers before, and well, he'll probably say, "Here's how you stop Aaron Rodgers: sack him."
8:15 primetime Saturday night, Orchard Park, New York. For those of you who don't know what that is Buffalo, the Bills, Josh Allen, Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson, their man.
You know, Buffalo's on a tear. I think Buffalo has that momentum. You know how you mentioned how Josh Allen he's something different. You know, he's going to prove that he's something even more different now. I think Lamar Jackson certainly puts up a fight, but I can't see Buffalo losing this game. But Buffalo's certainly gonna have their hands full as far as Lamar Jackson goes. But I think Buffalo takes this win.
Lamar Jackson, J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Hollywood Brown, Mark Andrews. Buffalo's defense gonna have their hands full.
And they definitely will. I mean, in this game, the offense can't just carry the load. I mean, the defense has got to do their job.
It's Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. Depending on if Cole Beasley is healthy, it might be just them too.
Cole Beasley, yeah, a guy I'm very familiar with. But yeah,
and we know
Buffalo's gonna need all the bells and whistles to get through Baltimore. And Baltimore might not have the best record, but Baltimore's tough.
Baltimore's still calling his defense. They just stopped the leading rusher for 40 yards.
Well, having said that, don't be surprised if this Baltimore defense starts beating up on Josh Allen.
And remember, Buffalo ain't known for running the football. It's really Josh Allen. There's something I'm just saying. I think I like Baltimore's chances here.
Never count them out. Don't count out Lamar Jackson.
That's Saturday. Let's go to Sunday. Somebody from the Pittsburgh Steelers there, man, said that bad day, bad game. Don't worry, the Browns will get clamped next week. That would be Chase Claypool. I went to go see who the Cleveland Browns had to play next. You know, everybody, you know how they know. You shouldn't be saying that y'all just got beat and all that stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
They playing the Super Bowl champs.
Yes, sir.
Patrick Mahomes.
Baker Mayfield versus Patrick Mahomes. A Big 12 reunion right there.
Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt against Carlos Edwards-Helaire. Not to mention Le'Veon Bell is still on the team. You had Jarvis Landry versus Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce.
Let me put it to you straight. Two offensive juggernauts going at it. So wouldn't be surprised if this game has a combined at least 100 points.
Kansas City can play any type of game that you want to play. Okay, you want to slow the game down, make us march? We can do that. Oh, you want to go ahead and do a shootout? We can do that as well.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Kansas City can play any game that you ask them. But can Cleveland do it? I don't think so.
They
That's where Kansas City has the advantage. Kansas City can do it anyway, but Cleveland probably can't.
If you remember the Monday night game against the Baltimore Ravens, that was a high-scoring Monday night game.
Yes, it was.
He wouldn't stop. The problem is, do you take away Travis Kelce? Do you take away Tyreek Hill? Oh, there's a case that you do. Hey, Miko Harmon, come on in, get you some playtime in here. Oh, by the way, Marcus Robinson, come on here and come have some fun. The weapons don't stop.
You know, when you have Patrick Mahomes, you know, as great as he is, you can throw in a third-string receiver, and if he and Mahomes can get along famously, that third-string receiver can make a name for himself.
Now, they would have their head coach back. That's a good thing for Cleveland. Which actually makes that Sunday night beatdown they gave the Pittsburgh even more surprising because they did it without their head coach there.
Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing for Pittsburgh. I mean, that throws salt right into that open wound. Yeah, it stings. It really stings.
That's crazy that they did this without their head coach, Kevin Stefanski. Crazy. But, I mean, I don't know. Patrick Mahomes, 38 touchdowns with only 6 interceptions. Carlos Edwards-Helaire averaging 4.4 yards a carry. Kelce, 1,416 yards receiving with 11 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill, 1,276 receiving yards with 15 touchdowns.
Like you said, it doesn't stop. Kansas City is loaded. I mean, another reason why they can play any game you ask them to. Cleveland's got weapons of its own, of course. Jarvis Landry, Austin Hooper, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb. So on offense, Cleveland should probably be okay. But the question is, can Cleveland's talented defense capable of forcing turnovers, can they handle Patrick Mahomes? That's the million-dollar question, playmaker. And I can't say yes or no. All I can say is we'll have to wait and see, because what we see this weekend between the two, all questions will be answered. It's unpredictable.
If Myles Garrett and that D-line can't get home, y'all in trouble. Y'all in trouble. Y'all don't have the secondary the Rams got.
Nobody really has that defense quite like the Rams.
So, if y'all don't get the Patrick Mahomes, y'all not. If you bracket Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce gonna beat you. This is like, what do you do? Damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Well, that's right. For Cleveland, key to victory number 1, sack the hell out of Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I think it's going to take Cleveland, I think it's going to take a minimum of 6 sacks to actually have a chance. They're going to have to sack him at least 6 times. It might seem like I'm exaggerating, but knowing Patrick Mahomes like I do, knowing all the weapons that he's got, knowing that high-powered Chiefs offense, it's going to take at least 6 sacks. Don't be surprised, you know, like, if more other critics say it's going to take more than that, but if they can't get to the quarterback at least 6 times, Patrick Mahomes is going to make them pay.
And speaking of a quarterback, is damn if he do. Oh, if I could have Brady on here. It's round 3. And unlike last week when we talked about the Rams and Seahawks in round 3, this one ain't 1-1. It's 2-0. Drew Brees over Brady. By the way, I went back and I wrote it down. Week 1 down in New Orleans, Bearman. Tampa Bay 23. The New Orleans Saints 34. Week 9. Matter of fact, that was my birthday. Week 9. Sunday Night Football, Bearman. Do you remember this? New Orleans Saints 38. Tampa Bay 3. I ain't going into no stats. Washington was closer than the Spurs think, as Lee Costa would like to say. The Saints did what they need to do to Chicago. Forget all that. Forget the yards Drew Brees, Tom Brady throwing for. Forget everything Mike Evans did with Chris Godwin and adding AB. Forget that Mike Thomas missed so many games. It's round 3. It's the third time the charm for the Bucks or the Saints gonna continue to do what the Saints do.
The Saints, they have the Bucks number. I don't see any change. I think Drew Brees takes care of the GOAT. I think the GOAT is gonna go home. Well, I mean the Buccaneers are gonna be eliminated.
Look, Tom Brady, this might be your final chance because you're 0-2 against Brees. Brees has gotten you twice, and the last meeting was very ugly at Tampa. Ugly. I mean, we've seen Drew Brees throw a lot of things, but Bearman, have we ever seen Drew Brees throw for 4 touchdowns and not throw for 300 yards?
I mean, a guy with Drew Brees' arm, I don't think I've seen it. And that's not the kind of player Drew Brees is.
This man threw 4 touchdowns. He ain't even sniffed 300 yards in that 38-3 beating they gave Tampa. Tom Brady threw 3 picks in that game.
It was one of those games where I believe the Saints were really kind of asking everybody, is Tom Brady really the GOAT? Or maybe he's the GOAT, but is the GOAT really still that damn good? Or is Drew Brees the one that's still that damn good? Because these guys are in their 40s now. I mean, you and I remember them when these guys were young guys, right before their prime. But now look at them.
Brady, Nicholas Russell, Paul out in London. I told y'all what was gonna happen to the Bucks and Saints. The Saints was gonna beat the Bucks on week 1. Everybody was on the bandwagon for Tampa Bay. They got Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Oh, Ron Gronkowski came out of retirement to return to play with Brady. Oh, they added Antonio Brown. Oh, who has been dominating the NFC South lately? That team down in the Big Easy called the New Orleans Saints, led by Drew Brees and Sean Payton. So y'all just gonna forget they are in that division too, right? Yeah, they all good, man. But man, you see this? New Orleans gonna beat y'all in week 1. What was the score in week 1 again? Tampa Bay 23, New Orleans 34. Matter of fact, they beat them by 11 in week 1. Oh, okay, we're good. You don't beat Brady twice in a row, right, Bearman?
That's what a lot of people say, but a guy named Eli Manning kind of, begged to differ.
New Orleans Saints 38, Tampa Bay 3. That's a 35-point difference. Bearman, the Saints have outscored the Bucks by 46 points in 2 games.
You know what? And let me remind our audience here, Darnell, that when you made those predictions, they all laughed at you. Yeah, not only did they were on that bandwagon, but they laughed at you, man. But I was there with you because, you know what? You were the exact same mentality. Just because a team has all those weapons, what makes you think they're going to be good? I mean, how many times have we seen teams with weapons, fail miserably? I mean, unfortunately, my Cowboys are a perfect example of that. Yes, everybody laughed at you. But I'll tell you what. The Saints are going to get it done this time again, okay?
Just like how everybody
when that happens, I can't just say you're going to have the last laugh, Darnell.
Everybody laughed at me when I told them about Chris Anderson, when we picked him up from Carolina, right? To pair with Todd Gurley. Everybody thought I was playing. Did I not tell you and King what was going to happen in LA? Both of them took off for 100 yards rushing. Set the Cowboys packing.
Yeah, you did say that. And, I'm getting heat right now because on my Cowboys show, I said that the hiring of Dan Quinn is not bad. Of course, I get heat for it because, that's the problem. Everybody's always, saying because of his stuff in Atlanta. You know what? Things are different. But you know what? That's a different story.
It is, but this is the first time I can sit here and say, hey, I haven't heard a Cowboy fan saying y'all was going to the Super Bowl next year. This is the first time.
The first Cowboy fan to actually say that to me, I'm just going to remind them, as long as Jerry Jones is here, it's not going to happen.
Y'all actually taking this season that y'all had and y'all letting it digest for once. It's too bad Stephen A. can't celebrate it because of what took place in Pittsburgh.
All right, well, when it comes to Stephen A. Smith being disappointed, well, that's kind of music to my ears.
I said this twice and I'm going to say it a third time. The New Orleans Saints will beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is their division. You're not going to be handed to you because you got the GOAT on your team. Because you got Antonio Brown. Mike Evans is there. Chris Godwin. Leonard Fournette. Ronald Jones. By the way, in that Chicago Bears game, a dude by the name of Dante Harris, who came out of nowhere, just decided to go for almost 100 yards receiving on Chicago. The fact that they already had Michael Thomas and they already had Emmanuel Sanders and Jared Cook. Oh, we're going to add Harrison to the mix now. They look like the Kansas City Chiefs here.
I mean, imagine that. New Orleans versus Kansas City in the Super Bowl. But one of the disadvantages for the Saints is I think Taysom Hill, I'm not sure. I mean, they said that he hasn't practiced sometime this week. So I think the question is Taysom Hill going to be good to go or not?
Oh, Lord, I forgot about Taysom Hill. Jesus Christ. That's another weapon.
I mean, a dual threat player from BYU.
And I didn't even mention that with Kamara.
That's a mistake on both our parts.
By the way, they still got Latavius Murray. Ooh, by the way, who can take over a game if you want to?
That's why Who Dat Nation's gonna prevail.
All right, so I'm just gonna, Bearman, your AFC Championship matchup. Who you got?
My AFC Championship. Let's just do Buffalo versus Kansas City.
He has the Bills taking out the Ravens and the Chiefs taking out the Browns. That's what everybody wants. Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes. But what have I said since the start of the playoffs? Defense win championships, right?
That's what it's all about for the championship.
So in Kansas City, Missouri, at Arrowhead Stadium, on the following Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, your 6:05 game, your 6 o'clock game, it will be Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes. And guess what? It's gonna be a matchup to watch for the ages. Because Baltimore actually has a defense. I had Baltimore Ravens taking out the Bills. And of course, you don't pick against Kansas City at Arrowhead. There's no more New England Patriots. I'm sorry, Bacon, but not against this team. NFC Championship game, who you got?
You know, I want to see a rematch from what happened a couple years ago. I want a rematch. The Los Angeles Rams versus the New Orleans Saints. And if that happens, Darnell, I'm going to make an early prediction. There's not going to be a cheap, stupid call by a referee. The Saints aren't going to allow it this time. The Rams are really going to have their money. They're really going to have a run for their money. Because the Saints, they want a shot at the Rams. They want revenge. So I'm going to call it like it is. I think the NFC Championship is Los Angeles versus New Orleans.
Defense win championship. I'm rolling with my boys in the number one defense to take out Aaron Rodgers. I already said the Suns are gonna beat the Bucks, so obviously I'm getting the same rematch too. But you know what's different, Bear Man? You brought up what happened a couple years ago, right?
Yes, sir.
We didn't have the number one defense that year. We didn't have Leonard Floyd. We didn't have Jalen Ramsey. There was no Brandon Staley as the defensive coordinator.
Well, you know what? Then this time, you shouldn't have to rely on a call to go your way. The defense should actually get the job done on their own, without any help.
So let that be the matchup. And by the way, if Tampa Bay do beat the New Orleans Saints and my Rams do beat Green Bay, the NFC Championship game would take place where the Super Bowl would take place at. How fitting would that be if the Rams take out the Bucks? Where the Super Bowl gonna be played at? All I'm saying is, if the Rams come out of the NFC, I don't care if it's Kansas City or not. Whoever come out of the NFC better be on high alert. Because imagine the quarterbacks my Rams had to take out to get to the Super Bowl.
Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and Drew Brees. All part of the elite club.
So y'all just be aware. If the Rams take out the Green Bay Packers, everybody head better be on the swivel. Because that will be the only cold game the Rams got to deal with. Because the next game will either be in New Orleans, in a dome, or down in Tampa, Florida. And if they win that game, they will be in Tampa, Florida, in the Super Bowl. So for those of you out there, you better hope Aaron Rodgers shows why he will be the MVP of this league. And Tampa Bay fans, y'all better pray as hell because y'all already on 2. And now that Michael Thomas is back, they added another weapon with Devontae Harris. Y'all better come ready to play because if y'all don't, y'all gonna get run out the Superdome. Even without a loud crowd. Cleveland, good luck to y'all. Y'all in Arrowhead. And taking on the Super Bowl champs. The game of the week. Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen. Y'all two gonna tear it up. It's just what defense gonna make that play. To say enough is enough. I think I like Baltimore's chances of doing that.
Respect that. I'm gonna stick with my guns. I'm gonna go. I still have to go with Buffalo.
Coaching news. Robert Salas, the defensive coordinator of the 49ers, Bear Man.
Yes, sir, but not anymore.
Finalizing the deal to be the New York Jets head coach. Works for me. That means San Fran can lose the defense now. Yes, I'm being biased.
But I gotta ask you, is this good for the Jets?
Saying that you didn't have a defense. Yeah. Now, depending on who the offensive coordinator gonna be, that's the question. Who's gonna help Sam Darnold? That is the question. Oh, what do they do with this second pick overall? That's the question.
Yes, sir. But in other news, here's something definitely worth sharing: is that the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, coming to my home city.
Urban Meyer. Apparently, of course, everybody's sarcastically saying the health problems must be resolved because Urban Meyer has come out of retirement to become the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
If you're surprised that Urban Meyer actually took the job, then you haven't been paying attention.
Well, it's not that I'm surprised. What I'm surprised is that from the reports, he wanted $12 million a year.
I'm just saying, if anybody that is surprised that Urban Meyer took the head coaching job in Jacksonville, they haven't been paying attention. Literally. Who puts a coaching staff together if they're not going to take a head coaching job? Like, it was, as soon as that report came, I'm like, oh, he's going to take the job. They probably got to work out the details, the loan terms, the dollar amount, whatever. Bearman, that's basically saying you got hired to do a gig for, let's say, Fox Sports, right?
I can only hope.
And now you getting equipment work, you getting new equipment, you getting everything you getting is brand new. Doesn't that tell you like, oh, he's getting the job without it being official? Oh, he's getting that job.
I don't operate that way.
No,
I don't make the announcement until it's confirmed.
But I'm just saying, if you know he's put his coaching staff together already. 2 + 2 = 4, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, he's talking to Jacksonville. They interviewing him about the head coaching job. He's putting a coaching staff together. Yeah, he's most likely going to get the job. You don't put a coaching staff together for no reason. Oh, this one.
In other words, it was announced. They had to wait till the right time to make the official announcement.
Pretty much, like, oh, let's put a coaching staff together just to put one together, and let's look and see if we get an NFL job. No.
I mean, you bring up a really good point. I mean, yeah, of course. It's just what's really surprising is that the Jaguars agreed. If he did want $12 million a year, and the Jaguars agreed, I mean, that's amazing.
They got the number 1 pick.
Yeah, I wonder how T. Lawrence feels about that.
Jacksonville, the Sunshine State, Duval. Let's see how this works. And I'm still ain't a Jaguar fan.
Well, you never were you?
I was. Mark Burnell, Kenny McCardell, Jimmy Smith, Fred Taylor, Tony Baselli. Trust me, I know my Jaguars. It just when everybody started leaving here and start winning Super Bowls, that's what I was like, there's no point in me being a Jaguar fan because y'all just let players walk away and they go somewhere else and win the title. What's the point? So I went over to the St. Louis Rams, but it's now the LA Rams. All right, that's it. That's all I got. So, Divisional Round. We'll be back next week. Preview Championship Sunday. Should be fun because the matchup that we get is going to be fun storylines to get into. So, that's that. Bearman out in Texas. Down in the Playmaker Sons in Jacksonville, Florida. We'll holler at y'all next week.
I'll let y'all later. Y'all be safe.